I sit staring over the top of my menu. God knows where we are. I can see it's a restaurant. Waiters in black and white, marble-topped tables. But which one? I have an awful feeling I'm supposed to know and that this is some kind of treat. I don't think it's my birthday, but perhaps an anniversary. Patrick's death? It would be just like Helen to remember and make it a special occasion. But I can see from the bare trees out on the street that it's the wrong time of year. Patrick died in the spring. The menu says the Olive Grill. It's heavy, the cover leathery. I trace the indented letters with a finger, though the name means nothing to me, and the end of the spine slips on the tabletop. I pull it onto my lap and read the contents aloud. French onion soup, tomato and mozzarella salad, garlic mushrooms, Parma ham and melon. Yeah, thanks, Mum, Helen says. I can read it myself. She doesn't like me reading things out. It causes her to sigh and roll her eyes. Sometimes she makes gestures behind my back. I've seen her in mirrors, pretending to strangle me. What are you going to have? She asks now, lowering the menu but keeping her eyes on it. Chorizo stuffed summer squash, I read, unable to stop myself. Is squash fashionable again, then? I haven't seen one on a menu for years. People used to grow summer squash more when I was young, and there were competitions for the best ones. That doesn't seem to happen so much now. I got to know Elizabeth because of some summer squash. The first time I met her, she told me her garden wall had pebbles cemented to the top, and I knew exactly where she lived. It was the house with the garden, where more than 60 years ago some squash had been dug up during the night. And I don't know why, but I wanted to have a look in that garden, so I got myself invited round for tea. You won't like chorizo, Helen says. What about the soup? I used to have soup with Elizabeth, I say, feeling a sort of ticklishness at the thought. After we'd finished at the charity shop, soup and sandwiches, and the Daily Echo crossword. We haven't done that in a long time, and I still haven't heard from her, not a word. I can't understand it. She never goes away. Something must have happened. Mum, you've got to order. A waiter is standing by our table, notepad out ready. I wonder how long he's been there. He bends right over to ask us what we want, his face unnecessarily close to mine. I lean away from him. Helen, you haven't heard anything about Elizabeth, have you? I say. You would tell me if you had. Yes, Mum. What are you going to eat? I mean, it's not like she can go off on holiday. I close the menu and look for somewhere to rest it, but I can't find a space. There are things in the way. Shiny things, like Elizabeth has. I can't think what they are. They stand on her table, alongside Branston pickle and salad cream and bags of Maltesers. The bags are usually open and the chocolates roll out onto the floor like some sort of cartoonish trap. I often worry about her slipping on one. If she'd had a fall, I wouldn't know, I say. I doubt her son would bother to tell me. The waiter straightens up and takes the menu from my hands. Helen smiles at him and orders for us both. I don't know what. He nods and wanders off, still writing, past walls streaked with black paint. The side plates are black too. I suppose that must be fashionable. The restaurant is like a sheet of smudged newsprint, one that's been scrunched round an apple for the winter, unreadable except for the advertisements. There's no way of finding anything out for yourself. That's the problem, I say, feeling a sudden lift as I unexpectedly catch hold of my subject. Families are